The federal government released Canada's first climate adaptation strategy on Thursday, committing $1.6 billion to help communities adjust to the worst impacts of climate change. Paul Kovacs contributed to the national strategy. He's the executive director of the Institute for Catastrophic Loss Reduction at Western University, and he joins us now. Thank you for being here with us today.
Morning, Jennifer. Thank you for the opportunity.
Now, Paul, this plan has been in the works for years. So how important is it that Canada finally has a strategy in place?
Each year, Canadians experience about $5 billion worth of damage, direct damage from climate-related events. These are floods, wildfires, a number of different hazards. And much of those losses are preventable. And this is what adaptation is all about. How can we better be prepared for the climate we're having now and the weather, the increasingly dangerous weather that's coming? So it's really important to have a plan like this so that we are better prepared for flooding, wildfires, and other serious risks.
Now, you mentioned $5 billion damage a year, so was $1.6 billion even enough?
It's definitely a step forward. Those of us who work in the space can always think of how to spend even more. But putting money on the table and taking action is the right way. We've been looking for a strategy like this for 30 years or more. And now we have a plan. And over the next number of years, we can make the plan even stronger and more refined.
So exactly what is the plan?
So there were two documents released by the government. One was the National Adaptation Strategy. The government talked to me and a large number of people and put together the collected views of the expert community and others about how we should be adapting and what collectively many different groups can do as a nation, what British Columbia can do, what Vancouver can do, what individuals can do. The second piece that was released was the Federal Adaptation Action Plan, and this is what the Government of Canada is going to do. So both documents are important. The second document described how much money the federal government is going to spend and had a large number of details about what the federal government will do. But this is one part of an overall strategy for the country. All of us need to be involved in adaptation.
And so what sort of climate risks does the strategy address?
So the largest climate-related lists that our institute focus on are things like flooding, wildfires, severe wind events, the climate-related events where the hazards are already significant and strong enough that they can do damage to buildings, they can do damage to public infrastructure, they can cause fatalities, they can cause harm in many, many different ways. These are hazards that are present now. And the majority of these, those of us who study climate change, were predicting that we might see more and more severe of these kinds of hazards going forward. But having more heavy rain, having more hot days, having more fires doesn't have to result in losses if you adapt and if you prepare.
And so where do you begin then? When will this strategy be put officially into place and kickstarted, if you will?
So the strategy is a collection of actions that are taking place by many different players all across the country. The Government of Canada, but also the province, individuals, private business. So this was sort of a vision of where we're going, is my understanding of what the National Adaptation Strategy document was intending to do, and what it offers a view of where we are and where we're going to prepare for the kind of climate that we're going to experience. The Federal Action Plan was the description of what the government's going to do, the federal government is going to do. And it was a combination of things that it's already doing and also some promises of some new things, in particular more funding for communities, which is very much welcome. Communities definitely need financial assistance. But it's a very ambitious and very broad mandate. Both documents are very long and covered a lot of subjects and take a while to go through in detail.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your time and for your expertise. That's Paul Kovacs, Executive Director of the Institute for Catastrophic Loss Reduction at Western University. Have a great day.
Jennifer, thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you.